Suryam damah samah sukham dukham bhavo bhavo bhayam sa chabhyam evacha ahimsa samata tushtis tapodanam yaso yasah bhavanti bhava bhutanam mataiva prithak vidhak. Would you like to repeat the response of that? Would you like to repeat after me? Okay. Buddhir gyanam asamoha Kshama satyam damah samah Sukham dukham bhavo bhavo Bhayam cha bhyayam evacha Ahimsa samata tushtis Tapodanam yaso yasah Bhavanti bhava bhutanam Mataiva prithak vidhak. Someone like to chant Sanskrit? Buddhira gyanam samoham Kshama satyam damah samah Sukham dukham bhava bhavo Bhayam cha bhavam evacha Ahimsa samata tushti Tapodanam yasho yasya Bhavanti bhava bhutanam Mata eva prithak vidhak. Anyone from Mataji's side? Please. We're doing word by word or just translation? We're just going to translation. Okay. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna, and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective, and knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between spirit and matter. In modern education there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Asammoha, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely, he becomes free from the bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Kshama, tolerance and forgiveness, should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyam, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misinterpreted. According to social convention, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is the truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is a definition of truth. Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from the unnecessary thoughts. That is called sama. One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. Sukham, pleasure of happiness, should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. Bhava birth should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth or death. That we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear, because by his activities he is sure go back to spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds, so they are therefore in constant anxiety. If you want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way we will be free from all fear. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11-37 it is stated, Bhayam advinivesha sata syat. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. This fear is condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhayam fearlessness is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. So I stop here, otherwise. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyana Gyana Chalakaya Chakshur Militam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yana Bhutale Svayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganaradhunatkham Vidam Tam Sadjivam Sadvaitam Savathutam Parijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganam Lalitam Shri Vishakam Vidam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva-cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Hare Krishna, welcome for everyone. So we studying this wonderful teaching of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, which is the ultimate science for attaining the ultimate higher purpose of human life, which is Krishna Prema. And actually this is a particular section in Bhagavad Gita, which is Bhagavad Gita actually shaped in the form of sandwich. So in the middle portion there, 6 chapters describing bhakti science. Yeah? And as we know, at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, there are 6 chapters. First 6 chapters describing karma yoga, and last 6 is jnana yoga. Yes. So middle portion is hidden in the middle. Is some nectarian part of this Bhagavad Gita, which is bhakti. And this particular chapter is called Opulence of the Absolute, Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti. So that's portion hidden in the middle, and it is described different opulences of the Absolute. And this is important part, because by understanding of opulence of Krishna, we can come to the devotion, to the devotion of Krishna, to become devotees. Because that is the nature of neophyte devotees. So we have to know about the opulences of Absolute, and that's called Vijnana. Vijnana means realized knowledge. Realized knowledge about the Shaktis, different potencies of the Lord. So Jnana means knowledge about Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Vijnana means realized knowledge about potencies of the Supreme Lord. So this is Vijnana, part of knowledge. And as we know, there is a Vishnu Purana shloka. It is explained the opulences of Absolute. We know the 6 main opulences. So Lord possesses unlimited opulences in full extent, and 6 of them as a main are the main. Aishvaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yasyasya Shiyasya Jnana Vairagyasya Chaiva Sana Bhaga Iti Gana. So this is Shada Aishvarya Purnam, 6 opulences. So let us refresh what are the 6 opulences of Absolute. Anyone remembers? Maybe somebody helps me. Wealth, knowledge, beauty, fame, and renunciation. And we missed something, Strength, power, strength, So this is 6 main opulences of Absolute, described in Vishnu Purana. Although Supreme Lord, he possessed unlimited qualities, and it's actually, this chapter is like a root chapter. It's like a root cause of whole Bhagavad Gita, because they're situated 4 shlokas. This Chatur Shloki. So it's in the 10th canto, in the 10th chapter, and whole Bhagavad Gita emanates from these 4 shlokas. And this shloka also very important, because it describes different qualities of which are created by Krishna for those who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness. And it is saying in the next verse, in the 10.7, it is saying that etam vibhuti yogam cha. So that means one who factually convinced in the opulences, in mystic power of Krishna. So he become devotee of Krishna, and he engaged in an unalloyed devotional service, ananya bhakti. So that is knowledge is very important, to know about the opulences of Absolute. Then we come to the unalloyed devotional service, to ananya bhakti. So it's very clear. It's a simple logic. So in fact, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the source, and everything resting in him, on unlimited potencies. And aphorism from Vedanta Sutra, it is saying that Janmadya Syayataha, Om Janmadya Syayataha, means Absolute is from which everything is emanates. So everything comes from Absolute. So everything. And also Upanishads, they resound Yatomam Imam Bhutanam Jayanta. Also, it's the same paraphrase, just Absolute from which everything is born. So, and that is a fact. So everything comes from Absolute, and it's difficult to understand, to grasp this kind of knowledge, which is beyond of our capacity, which is beyond of reach of our mental constructions, beyond of our mental speculation and capacity of our perception by the senses and mind. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he used to say, try to understand, if you try to understand Supreme Lord by our tiny little brains, it's just like accommodate elephant on a tea saucer, you know, tea saucer. You understand? Prabhu, understand? When you put your cup, tea cup, on a saucer that's small, you know, like this small plate, you know. You try to accommodate elephant on tea saucer. So try to understand absolute, which is all embracive. You can't embrace, which is, you know, like has no limitations. But Prabhupada said, anyway, we try to understand that which is not possible to understand. So we try to understand, and Krishna, he gives some different tools for us, how we can embrace absolute reality, how we can reach that ultimate supreme living being. And there are different tools, like for example, Krishna speaks about self-realized persons, those who are free from the defects of conditional souls, sadhus. Yeah? So they're free, they can enlighten us in the knowledge of absolute. Also, bona fide representatives of Krishna, spiritual master, guru, and of course Shastra, scriptures. So we can understand God by scriptures. And also there is aphorism from Vedanta Sutra. It is saying Shastra yonitvat. That means absolute can be understood by revelation of scriptures. So scriptures, it's directly absolute. It's a manifestation of Supreme Lord in the material world. So we can grasp some ideas through the words of the Shastra. Although Supreme Lord, he is beyond of reach of our material language and mind. There is also wonderful shloka there from the Taittiriya Upanishad. It is saying that Yaso vacho nivartante aprapya manaso saha. That means there is Supreme Lord, he is beyond of he is where the word sees and where the mind cannot reach. So it's kind of hinting where is the, you know, which is the beyond. Absolute is the beyond of our capacity of speech and also mind. So it's beyond. And so we have some tools to understand Krishna through the Krishna's teaching. Yeah, Shastra, this is powerful tool. So it is saying also, it's a direct Narayana. It is Narayana himself. Vedo Narayana Sakshat. This is his breathing. So when he breathes out. So Shastra comes out from his breathing process. That is directly Narayana. So in this shloka, actually, given particular qualities. And it is saying, that Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, that Krishna created all those qualities just for those who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness. So make some advancement, make spiritual progress. And so this is a knowledge. This is given knowledge. How to discriminate things, how to create this discriminatory power, how to understand Krishna through this different qualities. And maybe we can notice that some of the qualities, they are contradicting to each other. Like, for example, it is saying that here happiness and distress, birth and death, fame and infamy. So it's like kind of dualistic, you know, extremes. But it's seemingly contradicting, but in absolute, everything reconciles in absolute. Everything accommodates there. So absolute is all embracive. So absolute can accommodate, can harmonize and synthesize all different extremes and dualistic kind of viewpoints. You know, different qualities, different beginnings, so they can take place in absolute. And this is a perfect manifestation of philosophy Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Yeah? So where is oneness, simultaneous oneness, and diversity of absolute truth, inconceivable at the same time. So and therefore is a perfect philosophy. That's what I would like to discuss. This is Achintya Shakti of the Lord, Achintya potency. Yes, this is interesting quality, and actually we can also reconcile any aspects of our absolute, just put in the category of Achintya. If you don't know something, we just say this is Achintya, or this is Lila of the Lord, So this is perfect answer. It's a perfect answer. It's Achintya for the time being, maybe for us, but ultimately we'll grasp the essence. We'll understand finally through the bhajan, through our devotional service, because this is absolute reality can be understood only by devotee, not by anyone. So only devotee can understand Supreme Lord. Yeah? As there are two symptoms, two qualities, two conditions how to understand Bhagavad Gita. So maybe anyone knows what are the two conditions Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, how we can understand Bhagavad Gita. Very simple.
We have to accept Krishna as Supreme Lord.
Jai Prabhu. Exactly. And second one? And Krishna as the Supreme, and this is book as it is. Yeah. So this is two conditions how to understand Bhagavad Gita. So no problem. Only devotee can understand through the bhajan, through the devotional service. So we can realize this knowledge, not anyone else. And this is Achintya potency, covers everything. So this is a beauty actually. We may understand, we may not understand something about Absolute, but that's not what we're meant for. So we're not meant for understand fully Absolute, because Absolute himself can understand. He cannot understand himself because he is qualitatively and quantitatively, he is unlimited, endless. So he always expanding, yeah? And he can't understand himself. So that's not what we're meant for. If we just understand our relationship with Absolute, yeah? So our particular sthaya bhava, so that would be enough fully to be self-realized, to come back to our original position, yeah? Satchitananda. So that's enough. And this is Achintya potency. It's very interesting because actually Acharyas are saying that Krishna's potencies, if they would not be inconceivable, that means Absolute is incomplete in its supremacy. You understand? If it would be this inconceivable potency, Absolute would not be complete by its supremacy. There is a shloka there. Tadrishim cha vina shaktim na sadhyat paramasata. So without such potency, inconceivable potency, supremacy is incomplete. And this is Achintya inconceivability. We can even face through the material objects. Some of the material objects also inconceivable. For example, there is given example by Acharyas of touchstone, philosopher's stone, it's called Chintamani. If you touching by the stone, by anything, so it turns into gold. This is inconceivable. Yeah? This material stone, it's not spiritual. So what to speak about transcendental reality, which is fully inconceivable. It's like completely beyond of our capacity to conceive things. So without speaking of him as unfathomable, his glory, it is not fully explained. So that's Shastra saying. So this is inconceivable potency of the Lord. So we try to perceive things through our dualistic nature, through our, through the mental constructions of our mind. And mind actually dualistic by the nature, yeah? Because that's called manadharma, this mind, function of the mind, sankalpa vikalpa. It's always reject things which are unfavorable for sense gratification and accept things which are favorable. So that's the nature of the mind, it's the duty of the mind. So accepting, rejecting. That's why everything we put into two categories, in negative and positive, We put into boxes. all things in this world. But that not, maybe it's not real perspective. Yeah? It's just conditioned nature of our conditioned mind. So we projecting this kind of dualistic worldview on reality, and Shastra confirms that Atma Vanvanite Jagat. We perceive things through the mind, through the consciousness. Consciousness determines reality. So what is in our consciousness, we see through the prism of the mind. So we perceive things through that. So that's obvious. It's a fact. We can even observe what is going on in our consciousness every day. So that's called matrix of this material existence. So we bound by this entangled in this mental sensory perception and impressions of the mind. It's always there. And but absolute is multifaceted, multi-leveled. Yeah, that's correct. Variegated. So absolute is inconceivable, and there is no such a thing like good and bad or bad. No such extremes. No such extremes like black or white. So that's material consciousness. So in absolute, everything takes place in perfectly harmonized. So everything takes place there. Actually, it is proof of that if we look at material, at spiritual reality, where absolute is source of all different rasas. Yeah. So Akhila Rasamrita Murti. That means Krishna. He is source of all unlimited rasas. Rasa means mellow. Rasa means bliss of relationship between living entity and Supreme Lord. So there are different kind of sentiments, emotions in absolute. And there, besides of 5 primary rasas, like Dasya, Shanta, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya, there's 7 secondary rasas. Yeah, maybe someone knows some of the secondary rasas. For example, Shastra speaks about bhaya, the fear. So there is secondary rasa, fear, spiritual emotion, rasa also. So you can experience fear even in a spiritual dimension. But of course it's different fear, that's blissful fear, because it's connected to Krishna. And also there is bibhatsa, that's called disgusting. How you call it? Disgusting? Disgusting, yeah. So you see in material, in spiritual capacity, so that's kind of rasa is there. So, but through our perspective, we can put those qualities like in the negative box, because it's negative things. So we're suffering out of it. But in absolute and spiritual capacity, it's fine. So you can enjoy, you can experience bliss. And this is secondary rasas, just specially meant to increase different varieties of emotional love and exchange between Jiva and Krishna. So that's meant for that, just to increase, to increase bliss, ananda. And actually, Prabhupada, he gives wonderful definition of Krishna consciousness in the 4th canto. He said, to see the things as Krishna sees them. So Krishna consciousness means to see the things in this universe as Krishna sees them, So through the Krishna's perspective, from the absolute level. So we see through our level, through the dualistic perspective of mind, manudharma, but there are many different levels, so unlimited depth, and actually absolute level is to see the Krishna, to see the things through the Krishna's vision, Krishna's point of view. Yeah? And this is definition of Krishna consciousness Prabhupada gave in some of the purports in the 1st canto, where, and it is true, the Krishna consciousness, how we can understand Krishna, what he wants and how he sees things. Yeah? So that's a Krishna consciousness. So we want to get Krishna consciousness, to develop this. And even understanding of Shastra, there are different levels of understanding of Shastra, like the 3 categories, 3 different types of understanding. That's called Adhidaivika, Adhibhautika, and Adhyatmika, also like threefold miseries. Where the superficial level of understanding, that means Adhibhautika. Then Adhyatmika, it's a more deep level. You see some connection between different chapters, and like some different like Shastra Chakshush, sees through the eyes of Shastra, and also through the and see Shastra as Krishna sees it, because Shastra is emanation of Krishna, it's a manifestation, and it's called Adhi Daivika, level of vision of Shastra. It's absolute level, so we have to develop this Krishna consciousness, and therefore we accepting things. We use this capacity of the mind, tendency of the mind to reject and accept. We just use it for accepting things which are favorable for Krishna consciousness and reject things which are unfavorable. So that's what we have to develop. This is discriminatory power, which are favorable, which are unfavorable. And this is two aspects of 6 steps of Sharanagati. Sharanagati is surrender to Krishna. This is a program given for all practitioners, Sharanagati. Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam, Rakshashisyasi Visvaso Guptrithi Varanam Tatha, Atmanik Shepa Karpanya, Shadvidhi Sharanagati. So the 6 steps of surrender. And first 2, Anukulyasya Sankalpa, accept things, and Pratikulyasya, reject things which are not favorable. So we can discriminate what is good for our Krishna consciousness to grow, and what is not good. But actually anything can inspire God consciousness, anything. But of course from the advanced level, not from our level. So we have to discriminate, otherwise we get into trouble. So we shouldn't imitate advanced level. We can be contaminated by negative things. But from Krishna perspective, everything is absolute. Nothing, no negative things, no contaminated things from Krishna viewpoint. Because Krishna, he is absolute purity, he is absolutely pure, and to prove it, there is a Mahavakya, Vedic Mahavakya, Sarva Kalvidam Brahman. It is saying that everything is resting on Brahman. So everything Brahman, no matter, everything Brahman. So that's a powerful statement. But we have to discriminate. Where is the spirit? Where is the matter? There is a knowledge, and Prabhupada says this in purport. So this is a knowledge. We have to discriminate. It's discriminatory power of an intellect. So spirit, where is the spirit? Where is the matter? It's a Paramahamsa, those who can discriminate spirit and matter, extract milk from the water like a transcendental swan. And if we accept this fact, everything is Brahman, so there is no matter, from the point of view of Krishna. So that means, and this is true because what is Brahman? Brahman means personal effulgence from the body of Krishna, and matter is the transformation of Brahman. So there is no matter, actually. Matter is also spirit, ultimately. It's a kind of, also on a mental platform, it's difficult to grasp, but if you logically explain, this that makes sense. So Supreme Brahman, and also Brahman, Sarvakalvidam Brahman means everything resting on Brahman, but Brahman at the same time also resting in Krishna, and that means Krishna, he is the Supreme Brahman, Para Brahman. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavam, Purusham Sashvato Nityam, Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. So he is the Supreme Brahman, and that means we can engage everything in Krishna's in service to Krishna, and also anything can inspire God consciousness, anything. So we can see on the things through the Krishna's perspective, through the Krishna, how Krishna sees the things from the absolute point of view. So Krishna, he is the ultimate, he is distant cause of everything, and his ingredient is called ingredient cause. He existed before creation and after creation. So he is the ingredient cause. And this material world, all material objects, it is saying in Chandogya Upanishad, it's just names and transformations of, it's given analogies there, very interesting. Object of material world, it just exists merely as the names and transformations defined by language, whereas ingredient cause like a clay from which made are all the pots, you know. So this is clay is ultimate reality, but all other pots made of clay. So and all this material object in this material will just emanation from the. It's just names and transformation of this original clay, original potencies, ingredient cause, which is a Krishna himself. So everything is Krishna actually, ultimately. This is a phrase from the Chandogya Upanishad. That's called Upadana, Krishna ingredient cause. And matter is also cause of this creation, but it's a distant cause. But Krishna it's immediate cause, but Krishna is a distant cause. He is a Upadana. So if we continue this discussion about inconceivability of Krishna, it is actually saying that Krishna, he is a lord of contradictions. He accommodated in himself different contradictions, absolutely dualistically, rightly opposite to each other. And one of the names of Krishna, his titles, he is the Lord of Contradictions, and we can look at it. He's harmonized all the extremes by his inconceivable potency. For example, it is saying that Krishna, he is unborn, he is annadi, he never born, but at the same time he takes birth not far from here in Rajmandala, in Mathura, once in the day of Brahma, in Kalpa, he takes birth. Then he is a Purana, he's oldest in all creation. He's a Pradah Pita, he is the father of everyone. But at the same time he has a eternal youthful age. He's a 16 years old boy, village boy, and namely 15 years, 9 months and 7 days. That's his eternal age. Also all living beings, all living entities, they have, all of us, we have eternal age, like around 16, let's say like this. End of the Kaishora age. This is actually age of the soul. Kaishora age means Krishna, he's the Kaishora period from 10 years, from 10.7 when he moved to Nandagram. Not really, but anyway, so from 10.7 until the 59 and 7. So that's Kaishora age, end of the Kaishora age. Everyone has same age in spiritual world. It is saying by Jiva Goswami and Agapala Champu. And also, Krishna cannot be understood by the Vedas. His Vedeshu Sudurlabha, very difficult to understand even by the Vedas. So Vedas are directly Krishna, manifestation of him. But at the same time, Krishna can be understood by, anyone knows? By what? By his pure devotees. Vedesha Durlabha Sudurlabha Atma Bhakta. So by bhakti, by his devotees, can be understood. And this is another inconceivable aspect of Krishna. Also, he is endless, He is unlimited, he is endless. So no end, no beginning, anadi. But at the same time, he has like middle size. His body is like useful form. How you call it? Navayovana. He's always in the same age. It's like middle size human body. That's also another one. And also he's indivisible, indivisible. He can't be divided because he's a whole thing. He's whole. Purnam, Purnamadam, Purnamada. But at the same time, he enters into each and every atom of the creation. He incarnated himself in unlimited million incarnation, endless incarnation. So and still he remains still undivided whole. That's Krishna's inconceivable potencies. But most interesting aspect of his inconceivability is that Krishna actually has two interesting qualities. That's called Sarvagyata. Sarvagyata means Aishwarya aspect, of his Aishwarya aspect, and he is like omniscient. He knows everything. Sarvagyata. He knows everything, what is going on, past, present, future, in every different directions and in different levels of existence. Everywhere he knows everything, and this is his Aishwarya aspect. Another aspect which is contradicting to that, which is called Mungdata. Mungdata means Krishna, he is a plaything in the hands of his Premi Bhaktas. So he is just plaything. You see, pure devotees like gopis, yeah, they can make him dance. Of course, it's the esoteric part, and sometimes gopis, they're saying, Krishna, just dance for us. Krishna says, why I should dance? Because we will give you ladu. And Krishna, okay, so he dancing. So this Krishna Mungdata aspect. So this is another inconceivable feature of Bhagavan. So understand this from the material viewpoint is kind of bewildering, I think. So and therefore, yeah, if we continue to speak about this inconceivability, we can say that he is full of variety. He's very diverse, variegated, absolute, and he has unlimited powers and shaktis. Vibhuti yoga, this is chapter explains. He has unlimited shaktis. Parasya shakti vividhaiva shuyate svabhaviki gyanabalaya kriyacha. Many shaktis emanate from the source. But at the same time, Jaiva Dharma says that Krishna, he has only one shakti. So Bhagavan has only one energy, actually. And this energy, it depends on how we look at it. It is saying that this is one shakti is manifest in different forms. When it's in spiritual capacity, that's called Yogamaya, yeah? That's called Chit Shakti, his personal energy, Svarupa Shakti. And when it's in a material circle, that's under the modes, that's called Jagat Shakti, yeah? That's Maya, Yoga, I mean Mahamaya, Jada Shakti, Maya. So this is same, it's a one energy, but it's transformed and manifesting in different ways, in different forms, through the different varieties and levels of existence. And this is also we can put in the category of Achintya Bheda Tattva philosophy, simultaneous oneness and diversity of the absolute truth. So this perfect display of that philosophy. But Krishna actually he not different from his shaktis. He not different. There is also aphorism from Vedanta Sutra. Shakti matayo bheda. That means Shaktiman. Shaktiman, he is not different from Shakti, from Shaktis which emanate from the source, from the Shaktiman. So an energizer, he is not different from energies which are coming from him. And there is a wonderful verse in Bhagavad Gita. So everything is a Krishna actually. If we accept this postulate, Shastra is a postulate. It's like axiom. You can't argue when Shastra, when somebody puts some statement from the Shastra and gives some reference. You can't argue. If you argue against it, like inappropriate circle, in inappropriate scientific circle, they consider you not qualified because you argue against Shastra. Shastra is an axiom, is a postulate. You can't argue. And it is saying that Mai tatam adam sarvam jagata vyadha murtina masthani sarva bhutani mai tatam abhyapsita. Somebody remembers this last line? So that means Krishna says, by me, in my manifested form, I am pervaded all these cosmos, all this material creation, all living beings in me, but I am not in them. So everything in Krishna, and Krishna is in everything, but at the same time he's beyond of everything, he's beside of everything. So he not actually mixed with the things, you know. So he includes everything within. And by studying this creation, if we're gonna study this creation scrutinizingly, we can understand absolute, we can understand source of this Shakti which emanates from the absolute. Yeah, this is psychology, because if it's not different, if it's not different, Shakti Matayo Abheda. If Shakti not different from the Shaktiman, that means study Shakti, we can understand, we can grasp idea what is the absolute is all about. And actually this is psychology of Krishna. He created this material cosmos by his own image, by his own image of his abode, which is ultimate abode, Goloka Vrindavana. And also he created living beings, especially human, by his own image. So we can study, by studying this material world, we can understand absolute. That's called pratibimba, reflection. So that's perverted reflection. This is material reality, is perverted reflection of original. But by seeing this reality, if it's illusory, if even it's also it is illusory reality, still we can grasp the idea what is the ultimate reality by this. It's like a Xerox, you know, when you go into the shop, copies, you make a copy, some document. You can put some paper and you can make some 50 copies, yeah? And maybe last few copies will be very unclean, very, you know, like kind of vague. You can't see anything, or maybe it's not clear. And this is material world, it's like a last copy, you know, of this ultimate transcendental reality. You know, because it's not enough ink, yeah, to put in machine. So that's perverted reflection. But you can study by studying this creation, you can understand finally. That's the Krishna's psychology, actually. Pratibimba. And also it is saying it's called Prakrita. Yeah, this is material nature. This material world called Prakriti Shakti. But Vrindavan is the topmost abode of Krishna. It's called Aprakrita. Aprakrita means resemblance. It's the opposite. You see. Of course, this is resemblance, not that one. That one is original. It means what is here, we can see here. We can see up there. Up there is the same things. It's called Aprakrita, which is opposite of matter. Because Vrindavan, what is Vrindavan? It's a village with the cows and cowherd boys, where is river Yamuna, you know. Krishna, he is a young boy with a flute. So it's like, it looks like this reality, yeah? Not modern maybe reality, but some village side, if you go in somewhere, in the countryside, you can see such things. Still, maybe in India. Yeah, this is interesting fact. And so to come to this realization, we have to develop our Krishna consciousness and develop Krishna's vision, yeah? To adjust our vision to Krishna's vision. And then we become, so to understand, to see the things as Krishna sees them, that means we have to be as good as Krishna himself. Yeah, that means by consciousness. Yeah, qualitatively. Yeah? So in fact we are same nature with Krishna, Satchitananda. So Krishna, he is the supreme Brahman, Para-Brahman, and we are small Brahman. We are small Krishnas. Yeah? So we have same things, same nature, same desires, and same nature. Anandamaya Besad. We want to enjoy. Just study. This is wonderful knowledge. We can come to this wonderful conclusion. So we have to be pure as Krishna himself. Apavitra, pavitra. Om apavitra, pavitro vah, sarva stam gatopi vah, yasmarit pundarika ksham sabay phyantara shuchih. So saying that either we're pure or not pure, and someone passing through the different conditions of life, and when he meditates on lotus-eyed Krishna, he is immediately become pure. So if we come to this level, so we become pure, as good as Krishna himself. apavitra and pavitra, and then we can accept things without any discrepancies, without any dualistic perspectives. We can see things as they are. So that's why we have to spiritualize our consciousness, Krishnalize, add Krishna to our consciousness. It's like a put iron rod into the fire, and we make this rod fiery nature. So the same thing if we add Krishna to our consciousness, so absolute purity, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam. So we can be purified eternally, and we will become free from all our delusions and impurities. And by associating with supreme purity, so we have many ingredients in our life, spiritual, transcendental items like holy name, Dhamma, we live in Dhamma at the present time, Vigraha or Prasad or Sangha of the devotees, or many things, Parikrama, we're going on Parikrama. So this is very purifying things, and we can get free from the delusion of Maya. And for example, it is saying that fire, it's a very pure thing. So if you throw some garbage into the fire, you never contaminate the fire. Or for example, sun. There is an analogy given when sun evaporates some water from the stool, from contaminated places, sun, by the rays. And there is no pollution in the sun. So sun is ultimate purity. And Krishna is the supreme sun. He is the ultimate sun. He is Krishna Surya Samamaya Hayat Hikara. He is the supreme sun. If we associate with Krishna, so everything will be. That's our philosophy. Always think of Krishna and never forget. So this is Sarva Smarta Vyoksatam Vishnu. Yes. So and how we can approach to Krishna? So we have to serve Krishna. So we have to surrender to Him, and this is process. This is service to Krishna. Is advised by Krishna in the previous chapter. Manmava Bhava Mad Bhakto. So become my devotee. This is most intimate and most Guhyatamam, Param Guhyatamam, secret, confidential secret. So we have to be devotee of Lord Krishna to understand Him, to understand His inconceivability. And process given, process given through the bhakti. Bhakti mam api janati yavan yashya smitatvatah tatu mam tatvata gyata vishatena mantara. Only through the bhakti we can approach Krishna. By serving Him, we can understand fully what His Krishna is actually. So we study all these wonderful qualities given in this wonderful shloka, and we practice Krishna consciousness. So that's called Daivi Sampad. This is Daivi. This is divine qualities. So we can develop our qualities in this way. And actually, they are given 26 different qualities. You know, there's 26 different qualities of the Vaishnava, and they are divided into two. Where is the Svarupa Lakshanam and Tatascha Lakshanam. So Svarupa means main quality, and other quality is just Tatascha. So all these different qualities which are listed here, that also they coincide with each other. But just if you acquire this Tatascha, I mean Tatascha and Svarupa Lakshanam, that means Krishna Sharanam Mama. So you surrender to Krishna, you become devotee of Krishna. All other qualities automatically will be developed in you, just by process of Krishna consciousness and associating with Krishna. So all the other qualities will be developed in you automatically. That's called Svarupa Lakshana. It's the main quality of devotee. So just become devotee, surrender to Krishna. Krishna Sharanam Mama. So that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. This is a unique feature. And just to conclude, just one point, just to wind up all the presentation, we can say that anyway, if Krishna is everything and nothing beyond Krishna, so anyone still serves Krishna, still serves. Does not matter who they are they devotees or non-devotees. Still everyone serves to Krishna. Because everything is a Krishna of his potencies. And even those who under the illusion, they're deluded by external energy, they're dasu, they're always also serving, but through the potencies of Krishna. They're not serving directly to the source, to the Shaktiman, but they're serving to the Shakti. That means they're Shaktas, but we Bhaktas, so we want to serve Krishna directly. And such a souls are great souls. Krishna said, those who not deluded my external energy, and they're always engaged in my service, they're called Mahatmas. Mahatmanas tunam patha devi prakriti ashritam ashtatha gnatva bhutanam gnatva, maybe anyone helps me. Mahatmanas tunam patha devi prakriti ashritam gnatva ananya manaso gnatva bhutanam avyayam. Yeah, exactly. So those who always serve me, and they're under the control of my internal energy, and they know me like original and inexhaustible. So they're free from illusion. And those who under the illusion, they're also the servants of God, but they're also dasu, but under the false concept aham mameti, which means I am in mine. But they're still serving in indirect way. They're still serving Krishna. So let us be genuine servants and just serve Krishna directly, and follow the footsteps of the great Mahajans, and become also free from illusion. So maybe anyone can say, like I can serve Krishna because everything is a Krishna, so I can utilize everything. I can associate with some kind of negative qualities of this world. I can eat, drink, or get married or whatever, and I still Krishna conscious, I still continue. But it does not work because we're not on an advanced level, so we have to discriminate. So when we're on an advanced level, when we see Krishna things as Krishna sees them, so there is no pollution, no contamination. It's like a sun, as I told you, can evaporate things from the even contaminated place. So if it just follows this logic, so we can understand that. So we have to surrender, we have to discriminate, and we have to develop all these qualities. Our discriminating power, we have to accept things which are favorable and reject things which are not favorable for Krishna consciousness. So this is what that's a humble presentation of mine, and that I think what Krishna wants to say to us, and Prabhupada and his message as well. So through some kind of dualistic perspective. Thank you very much for listening. Maybe anyone has any comments or questions, please. We can discuss.
How to come to conclusion that
Microphone? No, we can.
Radio. Radio. FM radio.
Oh, radio.
Radio can't leave.
Oh, okay. You can take mine. Who is on radio? Yes, no.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we are discussing the Krishna is the Lord of contradictions.
Yes.
With so many examples, so many statements you are given. But ultimately, how it still makes me confusion. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. How to come to the conclusion?
Conclusion?
How he is the Supreme Lord still?
He is the Supreme Lord still.
Yeah.
How come to this conclusion?
Yes.
Krishna.
In case for preaching purpose,
Yeah.
even when we discuss this, that how to satisfy them.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Satisfy him.
Yeah.
He tells for us what we should do to satisfy him in Bhagavad Gita. Манмана бава мат бхактомам яжимам намаскуру. Мамава шьясям юк твоева атманам атпараянах. Think of me all the time. Always think of me. This is That's what Krishna satisfies fully. So if you can't think of Krishna all the time, you have to follow the prescribed angas of bhakti. That's called Vaidhi bhakti. So you have to follow the principles. That's also satisfy Krishna. And there is all the sequence there given in 12th chapter. You can read about this. So if you can't follow, you can cultivate knowledge. If you can't, you just renounce all your result of your activities. Sarva phala karma tyaga, sarva tyaga karma phala. So you have to reject all your and so on and so forth. This is all sequence given there. But what is most fully satisfied Krishna, that you have to become devotee. Krishna said you have to become my devotee. So that is what is please him, mostly, mainly. And what is concerned with the second part of your question about how we can understand he is the Supreme Lord. How we can understand it, because he's a Lord of contradiction, so many things. And because there are 4 qualities of Krishna, 4 qualities, which are Madhurya qualities. They are superior than qualities of Supreme Lord Narayana or Vishnu. Yeah? 4 qualities, yeah. It is saying. So that means he is a supreme. He is a supreme. He is even higher than just Supreme Lord. He is a supreme Satyam Param Dhimahi, supreme ultimate absolute truth. And truth includes in itself not only person but his potencies, his shaktis, his devotees. So he is higher than just Bhagavan, because he is a source of all other Bhagavans. So maybe I'm bewildering you more just by telling like this. Ente Chamsha Kalach Pumsah Krishnastu Bhagavan Svayam. So he is a Bhagavan, but he is not only Bhagavan. Tu means but he is a source of all other Bhagavans.
He is the source of
all Bhagavans, because Krishna has unlimited incarnations. Vishnu, Narayana, Rama Murtishu, Kalaniyamena, Chaiva. So it is saying the unlimited incarnations of Krishna. But Krishna is still undivided whole truth, this original candle from which all other candles light up. And he has 4 qualities which are make him superior than Narayana. You know these 4 qualities? 4 qualities of Madhurya, sweetness of Bhagavan. Yeah. So Supreme Lord means Aishwarya, means we have to worship him with awe and reverence. But Krishna, he is in his Madhurya features, and there are 4 qualities. So maybe anyone knows? Huh? Sakyam. This is rasa, Sakyam, rasa. But the flute.
His leelas and his beauty, and
flute means Venu. It means Venu Madhurya. Yeah, and all other mothers.
I forget one.
What is his sweetness?
Sweetness, Madhurya, 4 qualities of sweetness, which represent the sweetness of Krishna. That's one of them is Venu Madhurya, which means flute. So Vishnu, he has no flute. So flute is very sweet. It's very kind of Madhurya aspect. It's very intimate. So Krishna has a flute, Venu, Madhurya, then another one.
Leela.
Huh?
Leela Madhurya.
Lila.
Oh, Lila Madhurya, yes, exactly, Prabhu, you know. So Lila Madhurya, he performed different pastimes, which are very sweet pastimes, So many pastimes, Julan Yatra, Rasa Lila, Madhupan, and so on and so forth, so many pastimes. So we don't know what is the Vishnu's pastime, Vishnu Lila. It's like a killing of demons and protecting devotees. That's his main Lila. But this is sweet Lila, it's a Madhurya. So this is Lila Madhurya, another aspect. Then Rupa Madhurya, which is his transcendental form, Tribhangal Lita, Shemam Tribhangal Lita Niyamam Prakasham. So he's bending threefold bending form. He is bending in three places. Yeah, 3 parts. So that's most amazing form, whole creation, like completely attracted to this form. Even Cupid become bewildered by seeing Krishna. It's not far from here on the Parikram mark. There is a place where Krishna bewildered Cupid. That's why he's Modan Mohan, transcendental Cupid. And another one is the Prema Madhurya. Prema Madhurya. He's always surrounded by his pure devotees, his residents of Vraj. So those who are pure, intimate devotees of Krishna. So there are 4 qualities, and these 4 put him even higher than Supreme Lord. So because you have to surpass this concept of Aishwarya. So there's a lot of things to put Krishna on a pedestal, most higher pedestal, even higher than Vishnu. You see, and you can read Prabhupada's explanation for Paribhasa Sutra in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Echecham Shakalak Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. This is shloka is from the first canto, I believe third chapter 28. Yeah. So you can read this purport. It is explained by Prabhupada. Prabhupada explained in the purport that Krishna, we take Krishna for 100%. If you take Krishna for 100%, His absolute truth Satyam Paramdhimaki, then Vishnu will be 96, only 96. So he likened 4% to reach Krishna's level. Yeah, he's 100%, he's a full 108%. So he's all sorts of everything. Then Vishnu, then Shiva Tattva, then Jiva Tattva goes. And Jiva Tattva means 78% of Bhagavan qualities. 78. Jiva, living entity. Jiva Tattva means 78%, fully developed. Yeah. And Prabhupada, sometimes he explains that like ultimate perfection of life to become, develop your qualities up to 78% of Bhagavan. So when you develop those qualities, you become fully realized and liberated soul. Jivan Mukta. So 78% of Bhagavan. It's very high. So we don't have anything actually in our conditioned nature. We have all these qualities in potential, but it's in dormant condition. So we have to blossom them, we have to discover, we have to rediscover them again, and make them sprout out. We have all of them, but it's covered. It's okay? It's okay? If anyone knows, if any other questions. Okay, Prabhu, okay.
What we discuss all these things, we can, in a devotee level, we can understood.
Yeah.
During preaching time, mostly we are preaching to the non-devotees.
Yeah.
For how I can convey this message for their level.
What is the part? Which part of the message you want to convey?
Krishna is the Supreme Lord.
Supreme Lord.
According to scriptures, Bhagavad Gita. In what way I can focus to them and that to that level?
So we have to use our intelligence. It is saying this verse, intelligence, so discriminatory power. So we have to, according to the level of the listener, so you have to deliver this message. So if you give too much, indigestion, so he will.
And plus, it's also an offense to actually preach to
non-devotees. It's offense. Yeah, we should not preach about esoteric things. We've discussed many esoteric things.
In general, we can preach them like about God, not about Krishna.
Yeah. So you see, it's up to individual. So even you preach just moral codes to person. You don't smoke. You don't do all this nonsense. That means you're preaching Krishna consciousness as well, indirectly. So Krishna is there because Krishna said, "I am moral codes in society." He's saying something like that in Bhagavad Gita. But it's also Krishna indirectly. So you're preaching Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada, he discriminates 3 levels of, it's like in general. Prabhupada named them dry grass, wet grass, and semi-wet grass. So up to the personality. So if is somebody more or less open-minded, that person, he ready to receive something, some higher message. That's called dry grass. You just put a little spark and this is immediately light up. So you just add a little bit Krishna and he ready, he ready to perceive something more higher than just, like kind of mundane things. And semi-dry, semi-wet, so you just partially inject Krishna consciousness into the, Prabhupada says, into the dull brain of materialists. Prabhupada says like this. So expert devotee, he knows how to inject Krishna consciousness into the dull brains of the materialists. Yeah, so we have to be expert and we have to use our intelligence. And there is wet grass, so you can't preach them because they're going to be offenses and things, and that's not it's not a so we should just preach them, like good life, moral cause, and things, give up some nonsense, and and this will be Krishna consciousness for them. So no problem. So up to individual. If anyone likes to add something or make some comments, most welcome. Anyone, Prabhu? Okay, so we finish now here because time is over. So thank you very much for coming, for joining this program, attending. Hare Krishna, Shrimad